Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here, another Warno ranked game for you today, and we're going to be playing as the 39th Division versus 8th Infantry. Basically, for my start, I want to make sure he doesn't get any of those Rangers and Oscar, so we are going pretty heavy with just a lot of infantry here, some BMP3s kind of around the edges to get fire support in case he does get in, two Superior RPO in here, another BMP3 that's going to go around this edge just to kind of cut him off here and then a bunch of Iglis to protect against the Cobras. A little bit lighter on the left-hand side. Just going to have some BMP2s, an Igla, another BMP2, another BMP2 here. Basically just trying to cut off all the roads if he decides to go aggressive here. This way we'll at least keep some of our stuff alive. Sure enough, we can see the Blackhawks starting to arrive. So the Igla here, going to need to unload pretty quickly. Just going to try and hurry and capture this with the BTR, then pull back. So Igla gonna be able to unload there. Gonna try and get a shot on that Blackhawk there. Is gonna be able to get a nice hit. The autocannon from the BMP2 there does finish him off. So that's at least one Ranger squad that we don't have to deal with. Other Ranger squad though, gonna get in this building. Don't quite have the line of sight to be able to see him. BMP2 unfortunately is showing side armor there. Does get taken out by that. On the right hand side though, just basically everything unloading where it needs to unload. We see the Rangers dragon here. And I was going to run towards these guys, but then I realized, well, I don't want him to use that Colt Commando, so just going to go ahead and stop the Motoshoki here. Engage him from distance, try and be an advantage there. Also caught up an Mi-24K that's going to use its rockets to try and suppress these guys. Another Rangers dragon that I didn't really know was over here, able to take out my other BMP2 there. So I have to pull back the Motoshoki into the building here, just kind of keep him back. He is going to be able to pull that Rangers Dragon back, but I'm going to try and just run these guys forward, finish them off, but mech rifles coming up to replace them. Not really going to be able to do that. Right-hand side, though, we see, everything is where it needs to be. I'm going to start routing some of the transports over here just because I see how much he's invested on this side. And I'm going to load back up my Motoshoki and the BMP3s, start kind of pushing them this way to cut off his reinforcements since he is kind of in this point with the Rangers and a lot of mech rifles, even more Rangers here. Really just annihilating that Motoshoki there. We also see some M60s coming on the left-hand side, so that's going to be a problem for this BMP2, as I don't really have a tank here at the moment. No tanks on the field, actually, for me. I also went ahead and landed this Mi-24K because he is out of rockets. Need to get some more supplies up for that. Do see the mutt, though, which is going to be moving into my zone. Try and capture that, so instantly going to try and retaliate, try and put my CV back into the zone for now, at least until his infantry starts making more of a presence here. Another mistake, BMP3 showing side armor, gets side-shotted by the Rangers Dragon infantry here. The BTRs, though, at least kind of letting me know this is clear. Going to try and run this infantry to this building, cut off this Abrams that's approaching. I have to pull up the Mi-24K here because his AA and these tanks were getting a little too close for comfort, so just have to pull these guys back. Went ahead, bought it at MiG-27K. Just got to try and LGB some of this stuff because we are getting just massively overrun at this point. So MiG-27, I'm just kind of looking for targets, trying to figure out what would be the best. Then I see these two squads here, presumably two squads of Rangers. I'm just going to try and hit both of those guys. Do get the kill on whatever that was. And MiG-27 is going to be able to make it out pretty unscratched there. Just slight suppression damage. So with my recon helicopter, I'm kind of moving it to this side maybe to see if I can deal with perhaps the Rangers there. Looks like he's going to have some arrow rifles or more Rangers coming. MP3 not going to be quite able to deal with that. The Motoshoki here almost made it to the building. Just trying to get to that building. So now that we're at the building, we can fire at these transports, fire at the M1A1, but he's got 3 squads of mech rifles just right on top of me there. So yeah, so that guy's going to be pretty short-lived. We also see more Rangers now coming from my command in the corner, so I'm going to have to pull this guy out. Not able to keep him in there for now. Just got to surrender that objective. Also more dragons hitting me here. Another mech rifle. M60 gets a nice side shot there. And yeah, T80B in a bit of trouble. Really need to smoke this guy off. super close to getting tagged by that dragon too there. Just gonna pull this guy back, attempt to repair him. More infantry attempting to just get into the point so I can hold this corner, because a +4 is pretty brutal on this map. Only 11 minutes for him to win at this point. See more of these AA pieces coming. Have to be careful and mindful with the MI-24K. And while seeing that these are Rangers, again, we don't want them to engage with their Colt Commandos, so just going to kind of keep these guys at range and take that range engagement. Only squad I'm really going to push up is an RPO whenever this Motoshoki gets back in here. That way we can use the RPO launcher on these guys and then just keep the two engaging from distance. Unfortunately, wasn't really microing my recon helicopter too effectively there. Did get shot down. At least kept his T-80B alive, so now he's going to be able to provide some fire support. Same with all these BTRs here. Supuri RPO here is getting some nice RPO shots onto these Rangers. So we are starting to deal with some of this infantry. We got a big problem with the M1A1 Abrams here, though. So I'm going to attempt to get some more units on this side just to attempt to kind of cut that off. More BMP 3s on the way. That way I can have more fire support for all these dragons that are in here. Hoping that the T-80B can mainly deal with the M60s here. I did call out my LGB again. I was trying to get it with this M1A1. You can see also on the far right-hand side, I moved up a BMP-3 just to attempt to try and sneak my command into that objective. MiG-27, unfortunately, we don't spot the M1A1, so I have to go for the M60 here. Do at least get the M60. And, well, our command on this far right side, unfortunately, his Cobras kept pushing. BMP-3 didn't keep it back for long enough. And, well, we're right on the outskirts of that point there. And we lose our command unit. Literally right on the edge. So we don't get the tick there. He's going to still be at a +2. I at least was able to push my command back in briefly, but then I lost it to, I think, a mech rifle or a ranger squad somewhere over here. Or actually, I think it was the M1A1 that sniped it, as it was right here. And you can just see all these mech rifle squads pushing in. Not really able to deal with that with the infantry I have. We're just slowly getting picked off. And having to kind of reevaluate what I want to do now, because we're getting punished pretty hard for just trying to get into this corner. Move up to BMP-3s a little bit just to get some of the ATGMs on those M60s. These M163s are still in a great spot, and you can see just how much damage they do to helicopters. T-80B, gonna attempt to get one there, unfortunately misses, so now he's gonna pull those back. And, well, I gotta move up this fully healed T-80B now to help deal with these M60s, especially since an M1A1 just arrived. And, well, a lot of mech rifles and a ranger there. Gotta keep pushing me. Have to pull back the supply. He's also got Cobras in the back, and I don't have any AA in this area. So we're just getting punished for that. Also, kind of called in this Supuri commander a little too soon, as we don't have anywhere to put that guy. So yeah, Cobra's going to start opening up on us. Have to smoke these guys off. Just attempt to pull them back. And we're basically fully pushed out of this zone now. On the right-hand side, I do at least have control here. I don't really have control out here because I can't really afford to push anything over there. I also don't have any transports on this side to really move any of those units to the left. And, well, I get bailed out with my T-80B here against the M1A1, so that's very unfortunate. Do have some more Motostrokis showing up. Have to pull these guys out into the woods there. And, well, my Supuri commander here just kind of chilling. I have him on a return fire. He's going to aim up on this M1A1. I'm debating if I want to open fire or not, but he is going to spot me anyway, so I have to open up fire. And, yeah, there goes another one of our command units. Going to just try to pull back the Ural. And it looks like it's going to work because he actually isn't firing upon this. So I could at least save 200 supply. But now I'm kind of changing my strategy, because I'm like, well, it's going to be really challenging to push back in here. He's at a +4. I only have a little over 6 minutes. So I kind of have to make a move here. So I'm going to attempt to basically get a BV up, maybe deal with some of these tanks, some BMP3s to help deal with these tanks over range. I already have the recon up. The Iglas are attempting to deal with the Cobras here, but kind of struggling. Not quite able to get those yet. And, well, a mech rifle was kind of catching us out with the Iglas there, so got to be really careful about that. We do see one of the M1A1s kind of rerouting towards this T-80B. Igla finally going to be able to get a hit in there. I'm trying to flank with this Motostoke I had in the rear to get a side shot on that M60. It is going to strike. And the T-80BV doing a good job against the M1A1 here, so we're at least starting to push him back a little bit. Igla going to be able to at least take out one of the Cobras there. And I'm moving this KPP basically to go and get vision over here to help this T-80B. And I'm thinking, well, he's kind of overextending this M1A1 a bit. It's not really under any AA cover. And I could take out the AA with the T-80B if he decides to move back up. So going to try and basically single that out with a helicopter. But now we have a whole other issue. A lot more mech rifles, some LRS basically coming into this point. I do have the advantage of at least being garrisoned in the buildings. My recon here going to be able to keep back that M1A1. But yeah, I'm going to have to move these guys kind of to the edge to engage this when they get in range so that we can use those RPOs against them. Have this helicopter now coming up to try and get that M1A1. We are making some ground back on this side, but just under 5 minutes now. Really need to get another command in here pretty soon. And well, I moved up all my RPO units to the edge. So now we're going to be using those RPOs against these units in the open. At least doing a lot of suppression damage. Stunning those guys up. Really going to help me with the infantry fight here. We are getting fire supported by this M1A1 though. It's a bit of an issue. Fighting Falcon coming in for my helicopter. So going to attempt to land this guy. Do get hit quite a bit, but not taken out. So that's good. Get one-shotted by... the BMP2 gets one-shotted by the M1A1. Strela not going to be able to take out the Fighting Falcon. Helicopter, though, still has 2 more Kokons. Going to try at least get a hit on this M1 here. Unfortunately, that one misses. And, well, Igla has a chance at redemption, but he's out of ammo, so this one tries. And, well, he's able to get the kill there. And we see a Ranger leader here. All my units pretty low HP now, so I'm going to attempt to pull him back as we just can't really deal with all these guys out in the open. Called up another Mi-24V rocket as well to get some more shots on this M1A1 here. He is actually hitting some, so that's great. Motostoke's starting to make some ground here because he's not really healing his infantry. So it is at least helping us to get back into this point. We see the Mutt here as well. So I'm going to attempt to go for that. I'm kind of checking the line of sight. Okay, I see I kind of need to be where this tree line is. So you'll see I'm just going to move my tank, get in that line of sight. And now we can see the Mutt there. Get a shot off. And unfortunately we missed, but the BMP3 is going to hit. Thunderbolt, though, instantly comes in, takes out my BV. Almost gets the BMP3 as well. Helicopters here still struggling to finish off this M1A1. Only 1 HP left. And, well, he's going to survive as we don't have any more rockets or Kokons left. Thunderbolt coming back for another run. Really need to smoke that guy off. Smoked just a little too late. Thankfully, this guy smoked off in time. Strela going to at least be able to get a hit there. Had to order a MiG-23 MLD. Just going to get another hit on that. Just need one more missile. And, well, that's Thunderbolt has at least been dealt with. I'm feeling momentum over here, though, because I know he shifted a lot of forces and spent a lot to take that objective. So I'm just going to keep pushing my advantage here. Unfortunately, I lose another BMP-3 to a Ranger's Dragon side shot there. Still have the MiG flying, which is going to go for this other Thunderbolt because I really need to get that guy out of the sky. Do get 2 really good hits there, though, so it is going to at least route that Thunderbolt away for the time being. And I'm pulling back my 2 basically empty helicopters to resupply at this Ural. So command tank now, going to capture this. He did capture my zone fully over here, so doesn't do me a lot of favors, but at least stops the tick pretty bigly. Gives me 2 minutes to try and make something happen. Instantly just got to run this guy to the next point. Also have a Superi commander here in the BTR that's going to attempt to just unload there, as I only have just a little over 2 minutes. And I'm just hoping, keeping my fingers crossed, that he doesn't have anything in here. So this BTR going to be moving up to try and deal with the Eyehawk there. Just kind of moving everything I can to get into that point, as we don't have any possibility of getting in on the right at the moment. Helicopters, though, do get restocked on their ammunition, so just going to push those guys back up to kind of clear this off again, make sure he's not sneaking anything down here. Also, the infantry here really helps with that. So we're just kind of steamrolling through now. This Superi commander is going to be able to unload there. He doesn't have a CVN of his own, so that's going to at least stop the tick. Really great for me, as that's what I need to get back into this game. LGB going to get a nice kill against an M1A1 there. One less tank to deal with, and well, finally another M1A1 goes down to the Mi-24V there. So that's a good kill as well. Just going to keep pushing those up. We also can see the Rangers leader, so we know about where that command is, but we got to figure out a path back into here. But because I kind of exploited this side, he didn't really have anything here. Just going to run this Superi commander up to the top left point there. Try and actually get a tick going. Just hope that there's nothing there defensive-wise. And we see a Blackhawk now coming in from my back zone. So I'm going to try and run these in my 24Vs there, as I'm assuming this is a command in here. Could just be a Ranger squad, though. Just really need to deal with whatever this is. Sure enough, though, it's a Ranger leader and a Blackhawk. So he is going to neutralize this point. Doesn't at least capture it. And, well, this is my last CV of the game that I can purchase. So really need to get that in there, as it just knocked him back to a +2. Really need that zone back. Thankfully, though, we're able to unload this Superi commander in his rear point, which is now going to put us at a +2 of our own. I can see right away I'm already moving this T-80 BVK to basically come in, cut off the rear point on this side. And, well, Fighting Falcon's going to come in, deal with my Mi-24V there. Just going to try and move up the supply for when I can attempt to heal this again. Really just trying to kill this Rangers leader at the moment. So T-80 BVK kind of showing its rear armor to any reinforcements he might bring. Going to be just driving into the mech rifles, get within that minimum range so that they don't kill us. Doing a good job. And, well, unfortunately, we lost both our helicopters to the Fighting Falcons. Don't have air superiority at all. We do see the little mutt over here, though. BTR going to be at least doing a little bit of damage to that. Knocking us back to a +2 as he gets outside of the zone. LGB going to be able to hit my T-80 BVK there. Doesn't kill me, though. So we can at least keep this guy in here a little bit longer. As our other BVK now going to arrive in this rear point. Just an M1 here. I'm not too worried about him recapturing this zone. Metis now in a good position to kind of cut this off as well. And, while still looking for that Rangers leader, he's going to be in the back right hand of the zone here. Motoshoki not going to have the numbers to deal with him, so I'm just trying to basically move this T-80 BVK to basically kill him. I know he's out of RCLs because he's basically running away from me. And, well, the Cobra, I guess, doesn't have any ammunition left on its rockets, so we can at least just kind of leave that guy to engage there. I'm already running up with the T-80. On this side, we see an LGB, which is going to be able to kill my BVK there. So he will recapture all of Oscar, which kind of knocks me down to a +4. But this T-80 BVK is pretty close to getting back in the zone. Really need some AA on the field, though, so that's why these two Strelas are basically coming in now. And the BMP-2 here, I was trying to basically get a side shot on the M1 here. unfortunately missed with the Conquerors, so he does take out the BMP2. But we do have our CV relatively protected, just won't be able to protect it against any Cobras. So our BVK gets back in the point. Gonna knock us back up to a +5. Just about 8 minutes to victory for us. I know I can basically take out this Cobra here. And I just need to find out where this Rangers leader went. I felt like it went somewhere in this corner. So I'm just kind of driving around, briefly saw it there. So now we're going to move towards that direction. Because as soon as I can take that out, I can just recapture this point. I also have the AA now that's pretty close to my tank. So if he does just start flying around, we can deal with that. Mutt is going to be able to get into the zone, but we are still contesting with our own command there. T80 BVK just moving to where this Rangers is. Going to be able to take that guy out. And while that gives us the full capture here now, so it does put us back at a +4 since he is contesting Alpha. So now I'm just going to kind of protect the front, make sure he can't just run infantry into this point. Got to worry about this M1 here. So the Motoshoki does at least have a good pin, 18 on that rocket launcher, so you can see just one hit to the side. Going to be able to blow up that M1 Abrams. Meta's still doing a good job of basically keeping any transports from just running into my zone. That way you can't just run a CV into here. And while I've got this MiG-27K coming around the left side, going straight for that Mutt CP there. Going to be able to drop off the LGB. And well, that's a dead CV. So now our +4 going to turn into a +6. Just over 5 minutes to victory. We see a lot more Blackhawks coming in, so instantly going to start responding with some AA as soon as we get that income. As you can see, Strel is being purchased now. Again, the meta's doing a great job just keeping out all these random transports. I'm also pushing up my AA to protect this T80BV. I've got some infantry now to basically get back in this point, secure it, make sure he can't get back in there. He is going to attempt to land some Blackhawks right on top of my units here. And I got to be a little careful because these are my final two commands in the game. Just trying to order a bunch of defensive units now because as long as I can defend Zulu and here, I pretty much win this game. So he is going to land Rangers Dragons right on top of me. These fully vetted Motoshoki trying to do a good job. Going to attempt to pull the CV out as we just need to keep this guy alive. And we spot some more mech rifles here, but now we're in the minimum range, so they won't be able to kill the BTR. Just keep basically driving right on top of them. And, well, our opponent going to surrender. So he actually told me in chat he ran out of CVs. So pretty awesome comeback there. This is against the overall 16th ranked player in the game. Pretty interesting game. Very aggressive Ranger opener from him, which worked out pretty well. But yeah, we managed to pull it back somehow. Really dynamic game, really fun game there. Rangers Dragons, you can just see how great these guys are, especially this M1A1. Earned a lot of value from them. But yeah, 8th Infantry, pretty strong division. 39th still feels pretty strong as well, though. And hope you guys enjoy this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Later, guys.